Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Simon and we are the Whales of Wall Street. Today we are going to be looking in at BEPRO once again, but I'm going to delve into my top 5 reasons why I am bullish about BEPRO for the remainder of this year and into next as well. So without further ado, let's go straight into this one. So if you haven't seen already, go onto the bepronetwork.medium.com and you can see the updated roadmap that they've got for 2021 and into 2022. Some of these things we covered in the previous video, particularly around integration of BEPRO.js and Web3 code-based protocols. But there's some other things on here that I wanted to pinpoint, some reasons as why I think we'll see a good price influx in the coming month or two, not just from organic market growth, but also just generally from BEPRO being incredibly awesome. So what we will do before that, if you could kindly please like and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already, and make sure you press that notification button to make sure that you get all the awesome notifications of update videos from ourselves. Now we've got that out of the way, let's go into this. Okay, so my first point of reasoning of why I think this is going to be a fantastic run for BEPRO this year. So a few months back, BEPRO announced, or certainly its BET protocol, of an integration with 3 very unique systems. So Kasuma, obviously absolutely massive, Polkadot network as well, and indeed Moonbeam. So some really cool stuff going on around those partnerships. And they're basically, what BEPRO is doing is they've got kind of 2 arms, which we explained in the previous video. One, they can offer coding solutions for you, or 2, they can allow you to utilize their service to create your own. So if, for example, you're a startup, say you're a blockchain startup or a crypto startup, and you don't have developer power, you've perhaps got a lack of staff or whatever, you can use the BEPRO development team, or essentially their service, to create that, the coding and everything involved with that as well. So it's really interesting proposition from them, and certainly with being involved with the likes of these kind of partnerships is absolutely phenomenal. And another one as well, this is probably my second point, to be honest, is working with the Binance Smart Chain. So the Binance Smart Chain is becoming increasingly popular. Of course, we know about Ethereum being very expensive. Other networks such as BSC are trying to reduce that gap to allow people to have less fees, to be more interoperable, and also more serviceable to their customers with all of those things, including much more. So this is very much similar to what we just mentioned with Polkadot, etc. So here, for example, BEPRO Network plans to augment its code base for DeFi gaming and NFTs and prediction markets on the Binance Smart Chain. And the critical parts here, so this allows the creators within the BSC platforms, entrepreneurs, startups, to create apps, to create NFTs, to do what they want basically, and have the coding support for them as well. So that is my second point of the integration with the BSC. Now this news article is around March. They're anticipating to have these elements completed, this latter part of the year for sure. So we've got to keep an eye out for those updates. And another one as well, so I'm just going on their social media, there's nothing to do with my point. But the grant section, I thought this was really interesting. So I think they've got something like $100 million grant system to allow startups to be able to create their own projects, their own products and services using blockchain, etc. But BEPRO will not only allow them to have a grant for this in return for coding abilities and development abilities, but of course it's that whole story of being part of a new ecosystem, a new educational platform for all these people who are trying to develop and get entry points into these areas. So I think that would have been my third point really, is that saw that grant section and bringing communities together, bringing projects together, and bringing the next generation of clever people with coding experience or opportunities, as well as development of things like dApps, NFTs, to name a few of the great things that are possible in this space. My fourth point here, I haven't got a massive amount of information on this, but for the liquidity mining, so this is absolutely phenomenal. So very much using BEPRO by using its protocol to essentially cooperate and create liquidity within mining. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. I do stake mine currently through Qcoin, albeit that this is a slightly different topic in terms of liquidity, but this is like the movement of the ability to be able to mine things on different chains, etc. So it'd be interesting to see how that works, but it looks like they're giving people development power again to help with mining opportunities and easing how things are mined, etc. So I think that's really fantastic opportunity for BEPRO, and I'm really excited to see how those updates come at the beginning of next year. And my final point isn't around this particular part here. It's actually about gaming and esports in general. I've mentioned a number of times about my experience in this sector in the real world, as they say. I know the power of esports and I know the power of gaming. The BET protocol, which is how BEPRO got its name originally, for BEPRO, BEPRO, this allowed them the opportunity to put essentially kind of like predictable market technology within application of blockchain, making sure the removal of fraudulent activity, every transaction is of course recorded on blockchain and things like this, and the coding power to be able to do this in terms of predictable markets of if this comes in you'll get this, or and vice versa, and many other. I'm just doing top line here to keep it simple and trying to look clever, of course, but what I would say is that with esports, as it's continuously taking off, you will start to see that whole betting emphasis that you see in soccer, football, whatever sport around the world, whatever event, but actually not only being able to within esports, but in real world situations as well, using that essential predictable outcome mentality to essentially for people to utilize as a service. So I think it's absolutely fantastic. There's loads more to BEPRO. If you want more information, check out our other video that we put out recently. I'll put a link at the end of this one. But they're the kind of my top 5 reasons for this year as to why I think we'll start seeing some increases over the next few months, particularly with general growth of the market in general in crypto. But I do generally believe that BEPRO will be one of the hidden gems that comes out of nowhere and takes a lot of people by surprise. There's no doubt in my mind about that. So all I can say now, guys, is I hope that you have found this informative. Please do like and subscribe, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, and we will see you all soon. Bye-bye.